All right, here we are, Chuck. Lead on.
Oh, I have to speak. Okay,
Yeah.
well, this is what we call the Symphony of History. It's a I've come to the view that it's between the liturgy and history. That is, we're in a covenant. We are in a covenant sequence, which we take a four-week period of time, one session per week, to do, and we're attempting to recapitulate everything such that we move from inarticulatedness to speaking. And how should we explain what we've done so far? We're preparation of last week.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
are the leader, of course. A wise man, Jim Jordan, has written has had an audio where he says that the tabernacle was, in one sense, a house of hearts, because it was made, of course, of the materials that they took from the Egyptians and also from the armament of the drowned Egyptian army. But the people contributed to the tabernacle as their hearts moved them. So we're attempting to make a series of God's houses of conversation, and we start out by finding each person's heart. Now that could be something that is they are an expert on and they wish to contribute to the group, or it could be something that is some burden that's laid on their heart that they would like to have us help them with. So we collect these hearts, which we collected last week, or as a preliminary session. Then what we did was we moved people into the promised land, in effect, by going over the Jordan River in what we call the Jordan Tone, which is something that's pastorally assigned to people or chosen by people that would help round them out into a total person. And then once we had those, we assigned people to be days of the creation, which would move forward through history. So what we had was day one was Elder Rorta. What was your heart?
My heart was, what is my heart?
What is my heart? And your tone was, and this is all on video somewhere. Going to be on YouTube.
Fatherhood.
Fatherhood. And your wife has said that what you should be working on now for your calling at this time is the fatherhood of your children. Then day two was Dora, who was just learning to read. So we had, for her, we had reading and listening. And something that would put that into perspective was that Esther had said that in her Dora's reading material, they were referencing Luther's thought that you should be able to read so you could read the Bible for yourself. So we put Luther in there. Remember when we were doing this, Tiffany, up at Deacon Gonzalez's, you had a heart, I think, of church abuse. Something like that. Then the third person is Sarah. And what this is, you see, this is after the fact. Now, what we did when we started, we just went around and said, what is on your heart? And then we collected them, and it was kind of formless and void until Elder Rorta put them into a 7-day sequence. Sarah wants to know what's next for her in her life. She's graduating from high school. And then her sister suggested that her tone that would put this into perspective would be Abraham sacrificing Isaac. In other words, that would be a transition, a type of death, but it wasn't really a death. Then my heart is I have a 5-point covenant life work that I put together. that I want to be transferred over, and I'm very influenced by the Dartmouth professor, Rosentakasi. So I thought I'd filter everything through that. And these all supposedly are related to what is made on each day of creation. And of course, we're claiming 8th-day theology is the resurrection, then you have the ascension, Pentecost, AD 70, and then you wait till the great day, the 12th day. So Hannah has a heart of church music, and Dr. Jordan has a podcast from the Auburn Avenue people on church music, and we thought that would be a good thing for her to study. Then we had Esther is in a position of coming to being mother to adults instead of just children, and so she was assigned the tone of the Jordan tone of Naomi. Joseph is wandering in the wilderness. He's confused, so we gave him day 7, which is fall. But we gave him, as hope, we gave him Wilberforce was wandering in the wilderness of the British Empire having slavery, and he got that taken care of over a long period of time. Then Elder Rorda is day 8, the resurrection. He is our Christ figure. He's both in the creation and somehow a new creation person. And his church mission and what time is it? In other words, the sons of Issachar were wise because they knew what were the signs of the times. So what should the church do is basically what you're asking, isn't it? Elder Rorda. So tonight, that was kind of a preliminary meeting. And we were hoping, what we generally do each night is we would transition from one phase or time of history in the Bible to another. And Deacon Gonzalez of our church has put together a piece of. Did you give them any of the stuff we had last week?
No.
Okay.
No, they haven't got it.
We have a whole series of 4 or 5 step processes, Eric, that relate to change. And God has, people have said that there was a period of time when you had the Torah, or the first 6 or 7 books written, and that's called a priestly time or ox time. Then the next time was the kingly time, where you had wisdom with Solomon, you had a new temple. Then you had the prophetic time, and then you had the gospel time. So that is one sequence of 4 that we have. A second sequence of 4 that we have is Dr. Jordan in his book Christ